This video lesson is about putting a calculated field into a query. I've got a database table open here. It's a products table and shows me my products, how much the products are, who the supplier is, and my stock levels. If I want to know the value of American cockroaches in stock, then I could obviously create a new field and put a value in there, which would be 100 times 4, which would be £400. The problem with doing it in that method is that every time my stock level changes, I'll have to go back and make that calculation. £396. That's obviously time consuming and not a very good use of technology. The other reason why that's not a good idea is that storing information in this way adds to the size of the database, making it slower and take up more space on the computer system. So we've got a better way of doing it than that, and that's about creating a calculated field. So we'll create a query based on the table that we've just been looking at, and we'll do it in design view. We'll select the table that we want to work with, which was products, and add that into the grid, and then select the fields that we want to work with. So I want to find the product reference number, what the product is, the price of the product, and of course the stock level. Have a look and see what that's doing for us. Remember, frequently switch back to make sure the query is taking shape, that you know what you're going to get. That looks okay. We've got our price and our stock. What I need to do now is basically add a new field to the end, but not a field from this list, a field that we're going to create. We've got to give the field a name. I'm going to call mine value. And then we separate the name of the field out with a full colon. We then put in the calculation. But in the calculation we use field names. So I need to use the name price and stock. And in the calculation we do that, we put the field names by putting them in square brackets. So I'll start my square bracket and I want the field name price, and I close the square bracket. So that says pick up whatever number is in the price field. And hopefully I don't have to say that these calculations have got to be done on number fields. So we've got the price field. Just a word of caution though, you have to get the lettering perfect. There's no point in typing prices because there isn't a field called prices. It will just throw up an error. You've got to match it perfectly. Remember also you can right click and zoom to give you more space to work with that. So we've got our price field. I want to multiply that by the next field, which is stock. So let's have a look and see what that's doing for us by switching to datasheet view. Looking good. You see there we've got the price now, the stock, and it's calculated for us the value of the stock. And of course the beauty of that is that it's not being stored anywhere and therefore will be automatically updated. Let's save this query again, and if I come out of it and go back to the table and make a change to the price of the American cockroaches, let's see that's been updated in our query. Yep, stock price of 2, the new value is £198. That's really a very useful way, a calculated field. Let's go back into design view and discuss one or two more options. Firstly, you do not need to use field names. Oops. By that I mean, for example, you could just take the price field and multiply it by 3 or 27, or you could add it, or you could subtract it, or you could divide it. If you wanted to work out the new price, if you're going to add 10% on, you could multiply it by 10%. So there's a whole range of calculations you can do in there using the normal add, subtract, divide and multiply mathematical symbols. You can also look at the properties of this new field. Well, not just this new field, to be honest, of any field at all. Any part of this query, any part of it at all, has got properties associated with it. So if I select this new calculated field and have a look at the properties icon, then these are the properties associated with that field. And you can see we can add a description to it, we can format it for currency, we could change it to euros, we can say how many decimal places, we can give it a caption that would change the value field. Let's try it as stock value instead and see what that's going to do now when we switch back to the datasheet view. We've now got stock value as our title and our figures are now in euro with no decimal places. Go back and have a look at that again. So we're selecting the field we want to work with, or any part of the query, indeed any part of the database has got properties associated with it. Every bit of a form, every bit of a report, everything has got properties associated with it that we can adjust. Click on the properties icon and make the changes that you want to make. Notice when I changed the caption, it didn't adjust the field name, that's still value, it adjusted its appearance in the datasheet view.